Hi kids, I'm so glad you're here again. So today I'm gonna start showing you a video of, that's right, the sky. What can you see up there? And why are we talking about looking up? Well, let's figure that out. Do you like to look up to clouds? I love to look at clouds. Now, did you know that clouds are made of millions and bajillions? Well, that might be not a scientific word, but that means that tiny water droplets floating in the air. Isn't that amazing? Now, how did those water droplets get there? Well, they began as water vapor, which is invisible and always floating around the air. As temperatures cool, that vapor condenses, and then on bits of dust to make water droplets, which then gather together and form clouds. Isn't that amazing? Now, did you know that clouds have different names? Yeah, those clouds and clusters like that are called cumulus clouds. There are other clouds that kind of like that are called stratus clouds. And there are some others that we don't see the shape right now that are called cirrus clouds. So they are called differently. Now, I actually like to look and see if I can find any shapes. Sometimes I find animals, sometimes I find flowers, I find people. I can make up stories. Now, the question today is, what do you look up for? Did you like to see all those clouds? Do you like to usually look up to the sky? See, I'm in this beautiful garden here. That's the church garden. And today's story, you might ask me, now, what does that have to do with a story for us to look at clouds and their shapes and looking up? Well, because today's stories, remember I'm telling you all this month about a guy called Paul and how first he wasn't a believer of Jesus, but then he realized that Jesus was the Son of God and he became a big believer. So today's story is about a young friend of Paul, and his name was Timothy. And Timothy was just a very young boy. Now, we don't know exactly how old he was, but he was kind of an adolescent. So Paul and Timothy, they met when Paul traveled everywhere. Remember last week I told you about the story, how he escaped from a city? So this trip, when he met Timothy, he was traveling to Timothy's hometown that was called Lystra. And so he met Timothy, he became friends. And on his second trip to Lystra, Paul invited Timothy to travel with him. And so Timothy traveled even at a young age to many places, to Asia, to Greece, to Italy, all to spread God's news. He really, really wanted to do that, to tell people the good news about God. And so why did I talk about the sky, about the clouds, which now we don't have? Because sometimes we look up to others. And even when we're young, we look up at people and learn with them. And that was the case of Timothy. He looked up to Paul and learned things from Paul, learned how to spread the news about Jesus. And Paul really encouraged Timothy not to let anyone look down at him because of his age. Paul knew that people of all ages can do God's work. Like you can do God's work. Doesn't matter how young you are, you can spread your love and tell others how wonderful God is. So there was a time where Timothy felt a little sad. And in your Bible, you can find letters that Paul sent to Timothy. In one of those letters, Paul said, "Dear Timothy, I am thankful to God. It is such a blessing to serve God. I am praying for you all the time because I know you are sad. I hope you will feel happy soon. I know you have a strong faith in God, Timothy. Your mother and your grandmother taught you about God's love and how to be a faithful follower of Jesus. Remember that you have special gifts to share with people. God gave you a strong, loving spirit. And this letter from Paul made Timothy feel better. Now, who are the people you look up to? Who are the people who make you feel better or learn something that you could teach others? Maybe it was your mom, your dad, your grandparents. Maybe it's a teacher at school. Maybe it's somebody at your church. So whoever is there to inspire you to spread God's love is the people that you look up for, right? The people who are there for you no matter what. And so I hope you can continue to spread Jesus' love for all of us, and that you never, in spite of anything, let anybody talk you out, because you are looking up to the people who love you and that can teach you how to spread love. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I see you next time with more stories.
Oh, I wonder how you made it all so good. With a promise, did what you said you would. Oh, I wonder why you're so good to me, how you never leave. Oh, I wonder when joy turns into praise, and it welcomes everyone you've made. Oh, I wonder how you open up my eyes, you change my mind. So we celebrate, 'cause we're not afraid of the mystery. With a little faith and a lot of grace, we can celebrate. Wonder, wonder. Oh, I wonder how I see you everywhere. I remember, and it makes me want to share. Oh, I wonder when I feel you as I serve, how the last are first. So we celebrate, 'cause we're not afraid of the mystery. With a little faith and a lot of grace, we can celebrate. Wonder, wonder. No matter where we look, we find you glorious. You made us very good, and you made us curious. So whether in the soil or in the stars above, or we can see your face, or we can feel your love. I wonder how justice leads to peace, how we're different but we're all family.